Director of the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center, Dr. Chaitanya Prakash Yogi, Ms. Kavita Solanki, Ms. Cheryl Banwarilal, Mr. Piyush Khandelwal. Distinguished guests and online members, Namaskar, and welcome to today's seventh day of Indian Kitchens Worldwide, where we will be exhibiting the continents of Australia and Asia. Without further ado, to begin today's program, we would have a shlok rendition by Ms. Kavita Solanki.
Thank you, Shishti ji. Namaskar, everyone. ॐ ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महवे ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम् ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kavita ji, for that beautiful shloka. Translated into English, it means, the oblation is Brahm, the clarified butter is Brahm, offered by Brahm in the fire of Brahm unto Brahm. Verily he goes who cognizes Brahm alone on into his action. Om, peace, peace, peace. Today we are going to explore the kitchen of Miss Irena Balia of Australia. She's going to be preparing a Matar Paneer for us.
Hi, my name is Raina and I live in Australia, Perth. Today I'm going to teach a very simple and very quick recipe of Matar Paneer, which is a vegetarian Indian dish. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in three different steps. So in the first step, I'm going to prepare some masala with onions, tomatoes, ginger and garlic. What I'm going to do is in a pan, I'm going to put some cooking oil. You can use any oil, whatever you want to use. And then add some minced seeds. What I'm going to do is I am going to cut onions and everything into big pieces, not the small ones. So basically as you can see, I'm chopping them in big chunks. When the oil is heated up and the cumins are a bit hot, I will just put some onions in there. While onions are cooking, I'm going to quickly add my ginger and garlic. For that, I'm going to just clean the ginger quickly. The reason I'm putting these big chunks is because I'm just going to stir fry them for a little while, and then I'm going to grind them in a grinder and then let them cook for a little while. Now, as you can see, my onions are a bit translucent and a bit brown. I'm going to put 3 cloves of garlic in it and just big chunks as with what I did with onions and ginger, so big chunks of garlic as well. I'm just doing a little bit of stir fry for it. I'm going to wash these tomatoes and again add 2 tomatoes, same like before, 6 chunks of tomatoes in there. Now my onions, tomatoes all are a little bit cooked, so I'm going to take it off the flame and put it to cool down a little bit. And in a different pan, I'm going to stir fry a little bit of my cottage cheese cubes, like what we call paneer in India. Just going to stir fry them just a little bit. Ready, 1, 2, 3, start. Now, as you can see, my cottage cheese or paneer cubes are golden brown now. I've turned on the flame and I put all those stir fry ingredients in here. I'm going to spend tomatoes to make a puree in a grinder. Now you can see I have made a puree of my onion, tomato, ginger, garlic and make it as a paste. I'm going to take the pan and just slightly bit of oil because I've already used oil before. So I'm going to put 2 bay leaves in there and some big cardamoms, 2 little cardamoms and 2 of the cloves. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just, there's not much oil in there because I don't want to make it too oily. So I'm just going to put the puree in there. And now I'm going to add my masalas in there, which are basically half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, half a teaspoon of chili powder, a little bit more, and 1.5 teaspoon of salt. And let them cook for a little bit until these masalas are cooked, and it's going to leave a little bit of oil. Now, as you can see, the masala is ready to cook. So I'm going to add these cubes in there along with this. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Ms. Reena, for that yummy Matar Paneer dish. To give us some insight on the importance of a vegetarian Indian food is Dr. Danya Anuraj from Moscow, Russia.
Hello, Namaste. I'm Dr. Danya Dharani, working as an Ayurvedic physician in Moscow, Russia. So today when we talk about the significance of Indian vegetarian cuisine, I would like to explain you by standing on an Ayurvedic platform. According to Ayurveda, it's explained as Aharam Mahaushadam or Aharam Mahabeshajam, which means food itself is considered as the best medicine. A proper regime of food or wholesome food will help to create a balance between body, mind and soul, which in turn will help to create a homeostasis or equilibrium of the body. Indian traditional foods are also recognized as functional foods because of the presence of the functional components such as body healing chemicals, antioxidants, dietary fibers, probiotics, etc. Traditional wisdom about the processing of food, its preservation techniques, and their therapeutic effects have been well established for many generations in India. The functional properties of food are further enhanced by processing techniques such as sprouting, malting, fermentation, etc. Also, cleaning techniques like peeling, dehusking, sifting or straining, etc. Frying of hingu or asafoetida in ghee to eliminate the moisture content, or cleansing and sifting of mustard and cumin are some few techniques or some few preservation techniques. So all these techniques are inseparable in Indian cuisine. So these techniques not only removes the impurities but also enhances the nutritional effect or nutritional benefits of these foods. The role of spices in Indian cuisine is unavoidable. Herbs and spices play a major role because they bring the humoral balance of the food. In addition to their medicinal qualities, herbs and spices enhances the taste and flavor of the food. It also stimulates or aids in the secretion of the digestive juices, which helps in the proper digestion and metabolism. Also, herbs and minerals provides us with minerals and vitamin supplements. According to Ayurveda, basically food are classified into three categories called Sattvika group, Rajasika group and the Tamasika group. The Sattvika group comprises of food products such as vegetables, fruits, milk, etc. and Rajasic foods or Rajasic group comprises of foods which are mainly energy giving in nature such as grains, cereals, pulses, etc. And the third group comprises of meat, fish, liquors which are considered as the worst or least among all the three groups. So basically for a human nature, we should include in our food or in a diet regime most of the Sattvika foods as well as Rajasika foods. That will help to create your constitution based on that, because Sattvika means it is pure and clean in thoughts, while Rajasika means active, alert and energetic. So for a normal human being like us, both these qualities are very essential to maintain a healthy life. So that is why Indian vegetarian cuisine is of great importance, or it is very significant. Ayurveda asserts that mind is directly influenced by the quality and the quantity of the food taken, its preparation, appearance, smell and freshness of the food. So these factors influence all the sense organs, like when you touch the food itself, start the production of saliva by smelling. When food comes near your nose, it's smelling, it activates the sensation of smell. So likewise, all the sense organs are activated, and which helps in the proper digestion of the food, thereby a proper metabolism. Also, Ayurveda believes in a theory called the Panchapaudika theory or Panchamahabhuta theory, which is explained as like all the thing in the universe or the matter in the universe is made up of 5 great elements, which are Prithvi, Ap, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha. That means earth, water, fire, air and ether. So the human body is made up of these 5 elements. The food we eat, the medicine we take, all are made up of these 5 elements. So what happens is, to keep the balance of the body, the food we eat also should contain these 5 elements. As we all know, food contains, or there are 6 kinds of tastes told in Ayurveda, that is sweet, sour, salty, bitter, pungent and astringent. Also, according to Ayurveda, all the 6 tastes should be included in a food, which helps to keep the balance. Because if you take in excess of any of the taste, we can say when you eat sour, it creates some kind of skin diseases. When you eat sweet, it increases your body mass and creates some other diseases. So according to Ayurveda, when you take a meal, all these 6 tastes should be included in a single one-time meal. There lies the significance of our North Indian thali or a South Indian sadhya, where you can see different kinds of dishes in the same plate, in a one plate, where you can find all the 6 tastes. Also, you can see that there is all the essential nutrients like carbs, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, anything you need. So we can say that our vegetarian sadhya or a vegetarian thali is almost a complete or a wholesome food. So you are what you eat. What you eat makes a difference. Also, how it is cooked makes also difference. The significance of Indian vegetarian cuisine is that it encompasses dishes which is made with such combination of foods that it optimizes all the essential nutrients and elements for the human body. So, cook healthy, eat healthy and stay healthy. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dhanya Anuraj, for that really insightful talk. Cooking a dai dosai is Mr. Karthik Ranganathan from Australia.
Hi everybody, my name is Karthik Ranganathan and I'm going to cook for you from Adelaide, Australia. I'm a chef by profession and work as a sous chef at the Dinata Flight Catering out here in Adelaide, where we do catering for all the passengers who are flying domestic and international. Today I'm going to cook for you a dish called adai, that is from Tamil Nadu. It's made out of lentils and it's quite healthy and sumptuous. I would firstly like to thank the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center at the Indian Consulate at Durban for giving me this wonderful opportunity and showcasing some of the Indian vegetarian dishes. It's a great thing you guys are doing. I hope you guys keep continuing doing this and spread the Indian food worldwide. So it's quite cold in here, so before it gets even more colder, let's do some cooking back in my house. Come, let's go.
Other spices that goes into it. So I'll explain you all the ingredients that goes in. So this is some rice. So you can use either a normal rice or idli rice or dosa rice. So I'm using the idli dosa rice. That's around 250 grams here. Some fenugreek seed, a small bit you can see here. That's around half a teaspoon. Yellow lentils or moong dal. That's around 50 grams. Red lentils or masoor dal. That's again 50 grams. Black lentil or urud dal, that's split. That's around 50 grams. Chana dal or Bengal gram dal. I'm using around 100 grams here. I've taken around 4 sprigs of curry leaves. And if you see here, green chilies, 2 numbers. These are the Indian green chilies, so they're a little spicy. 8 numbers dry red chili. Half a teaspoon of whole black pepper corn. 1 teaspoon of cumin seed. Half a teaspoon of ajwain. Ajwain, or we call it bishop's weed in English. Coriander seed, half a teaspoon. Some fennel seed, half a teaspoon. asafoetida or hing that helps in digestion, half a teaspoon, turmeric around half a teaspoon, salt to taste, but I might add some a little later. And here you can see some ginger paste and garlic paste. So I've taken 15 grams each, that's a tablespoon each. And sesame oil or gingerly oil. This is the Indian sesame oil. So I'm using this one to fry the adai. You can even use coconut oil or any other oil. I would prefer using gingerly oil or sesame oil or coconut oil. So now what I'm going to do is I have to soak these ingredients except the curry leaves, which I'll just keep it separately. So these ingredients, all these dry ones, I have to give a quick rinse and soak them for 2 hours. And after that, I need to blend them together with these ingredients on the other side, the spices. And then that's it. Make it into a smooth batter, something like the dosa batter, and then start frying them. You don't have to ferment it like the dosa batter. So just blend, give a nice grind, and start frying them. So come, let's go and grind them.
So you put the lentils and rice in a bowl like this, and just give a quick rinse. Okay, so rinse. A couple of rinse. Maybe we can rinse from here. Be easy. Then I generally use warm water. So let's use some warm water. The tap water should be enough. That's okay. So I'll see you after 2 hours, and then we can start grinding it. So now you see, this is after 2 hours of soaking, so it's kind of doubled in size. So now you have to blend it to a smooth paste like the dosa batter, because we need to add some more water to it because it's not going to be too rough. So let's start blending. And if you see here, these are the spices which I was talking about. All goes inside together with the pulse, lentils and the rice mix. That's it. So just give you a quick explanation on the benefits. So basically, if you see asafoetida and the bishop's weed, ajwain, is good. It aids in digestion. So because there's a lot of lentils, some people have issues with some gastric issues. So this one tends to reduce that. Turmeric, again, health benefit. This turmeric is my style, so that's the reason I've added some turmeric. If not, the traditional adai doesn't have turmeric. But yes, just to give that extra touch health benefit, I've added the turmeric. And yeah, so just put everything in the mix. See?
So here the griddle is ready to make the ada dosai. So there is always a technique in doing it so that it doesn't get stuck. So you need to season it well first. I only specifically use this griddle to make dosas, no chapatis. Chapatis and parathas I use a different pan, so that this seasoning is exclusively for dosas. So yes, how do you season it? Make sure the new pan is hot, so that you can see some smoke coming up. So make sure it's hot. Put some oil on top and just use a kitchen napkin to spread it over and wipe it off. Then again, make sure it's hot again. Not so hot, but just hot enough. So my griddle is hot right now, so I'm going to put the dosa batter, just reduce the flame a bit. Okay, so let's get starting. So I generally make this size of ada dosas, so that's going to be 1.5 ladles. There it goes. You can hear the sizzling sound. And spread it. Spread it, spread it, spread it, spread it, and spread it well. There you go. Okay, and then there's a tradition in making ada dosai. So we generally make 5 holes in this. This is because to get an even cooking, because there's a lentil, and also the oil spreads out evenly. So I'm using the same sesame oil, the Indian sesame oil or the gingerly oil that I was talking about, and just put in these 5 holes and just spread a bit around. There you go. Smells good. When the oil gets into the ada dosai, wow, it smells amazing. So yeah, just wait for some time. Then we just flip it over. So how do you know it is ready? You see the sides coming up a little bit. So that's the time to flip it over. So yeah, let's wait for that to get done. And meanwhile, let me tell you some benefits about this. It has high source of protein. If your kids are like too fuzzy eaters, you can give it to them. Try to give them with any other stuff. It might have a tinge of spiciness, but yes, maybe you can give it with some jam or some curd or the jaggery. Traditionally, ada is had with avial, a South Indian dish. So there are 2 versions. There's one avial made in Kerala state, and there's one made in the state of Tamil Nadu. So the best combination is ada avial, and if you really don't have ada avial, you can use jaggery in the form of cubes or powder. So that's how people have it. So good benefit, good source of proteins, and yes, main thing, good food for vegans. So there's no wheat base inside this, so vegans, yes, you guys can have it as well. So if you see here, it started coming up on the sides, edges. If you can see that here. And now I guess it's time to flip it over. It is something similar to dosa. That's why they call it, in some states it's called adai dosa. In some states just called adai. So yeah, there you see. I flipped it, nice and crispy. Looks nice. If you want, you can add some onions to it. Like my mother, when I was a kid, she used to add some chopped onions, and yeah, voila, it tastes well. Too good. If you're an onion lover. Or you can have it plain like this. So we're almost done. So yeah.
There you go. Ada dosa. Ready to go. Okay, as I told you, we can have it with some jaggery. I have some jaggery powder with me to complement it. So, there you go. Alright, dosa for you.
So yeah, now let's try the yummylicious adai. I hope it could taste good. Wow, just sumptuous. It's too good. You guys should try it. You'll love it. You can, if you need some change after having the regular dosas, have this adai. Too good. You'll love it. Try it out. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Karthik. That really looked very scrumptious indeed. Crossing over to Bangladesh is Miss Krishna and Mr. Jyoti Chattopadhyaya, who is going to prepare a surprise dish for us.
I am Krishna Chattopadhyay from Dhaka. Now I am going to cook and share with you a traditional dish of Bikrampur named labra from Bangladesh.
For this dish, we will take 10 kinds of vegetables, 100 gram each. The vegetables we will use green papaya, pumpkin, pointed gourd, green banana, carrot, radish, long beans, white potato. We also need the spices, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 3-4 dry chili, pasforan, cumin powder 1 teaspoon, 3-4 green chili, salt to taste. We need cloves, we need cardamom and cinnamon, bay leaves 3-4, sugar and half cup cooking oil. Here I take soybean oil.
Let us now cook.
To cook the dish, you have to cut the vegetables into dices. First we light up the stove. To cook 1 kilo vegetable, we are using a medium size pan. Now we are giving half cup soybean oil. After pouring the oil, you have to leave for 30 seconds to heat it up. When the oil is heat up, you give dry chili and bay leaves. Then you stir it for 5 seconds and add pasforan. And then reduce the flame. Now we are adding chili and turmeric powder mix, which we already mixed with water. Then you stir the spices for 5 to 6 seconds and add cinnamon, cloves and cardamom. When the spices are cooked, then you add the vegetables. Now you mix the vegetable with the spices, stir it. Then you have to add 1 cup of water. Now we cover it and leave it for 5 minutes to boil. Now we'll add salt. Now we add 3-4 green chilies. Now we are adding 1 teaspoon of sugar. And then we add half more cup of water. Then we cover it again and leave it for up to 15 minutes to finally boil. Our vegetable is ready, and now we are serving it in a clay dish.
This is the dish. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you so much, Ms. Krishna and Mr. Jyoti, for that yummy dish. Moving over to the beautiful Japan. What's cooking in her kitchen? It's a pie tikki by Ms. Paramjeet Kaur Bajaj.
Hello, my name is Paramjeet Kaur Bajaj. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm a Punjabi Sikh born in Thailand, and then got married, and now living in Kobe, Japan for the past 23 years. I have 4 children, and I am holding a job with my husband. I'm a PR director of Askar International School and also Kobe PR ambassador. Whenever I can, in my spare time, I do a lot of cooking for my kids, obviously, and I use a lot of veggies in my cooking. I hope you'd enjoy what I'm about to contribute to the Indians' kitchen worldwide. It's called Bae Tikki, which is lotus root patties. I hope you enjoy my next segment. Right, so this is the next segment. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using: green onion, tomato, white onion, capsicum, and chilies. These chilies are not as spicy as that in India, and you can see that the white onion, big one though it is, these are pretty sweet and very watery. So these are some of the fresh ingredients. Now this is lotus root. It comes in like this over here. They're finely sliced. Doesn't look like UFOs to you. My kids always thought that. In any case, this is how it comes, and we're going to use this plus tofu to add in to have that nice texture. So let's begin, shall we? Hi, this is the next segment. This is tofu that I'm going to be using. You can see that when it takes out this way. These are the diced ingredients, the fresh ingredients that I've informed you earlier. Everything is properly diced and washed, so they are joined in here. And you can see that I've shown you that the lotus root has been grinded this way. Now I'm going to scramble in these tofu, both of them, inside here. We can just crush it in this way without having to cut them. Hi, this is rice flour. I use it to bind it. So let me show you how much of it I put in. Approximately 1 cup, you can say. approximately 1 cup. I'm adding in the mixture. So this is potato starch that I put in. Have a look. Both things are in now. And not only that, I am adding in some of the ingredients that it's called a soup stock. If you have it at home, you can use it. It is mostly a bouillon, or it's like a vegetable stock that you can add in to add more flavor. So this is 1 tablespoon, okay, of soup stock. And then I use chili powder. This kind of chili powder, we get it here. So I you know how much you like chili powder, don't you? So this is the chili powder amount. I put excessively because I just love chili powder. My kids also doesn't mind it. Yeah, oops, I have it spilled quite a bit. In any case, 1 level tablespoon should do it. And salt, main ingredient. So we have salt here. I usually use the Himalayan salt. It has distinct flavor. So let me show you how much I put that in. One teaspoon. It's according to taste. So I'm going to do 1.5 right now. Okay. Now, we also use another ingredient that is vital. We use gluten powder. This gluten powder binds everything, and the oil does not stick to the patty at all. I put this in tablespoons because I don't put much of this. Heat 1, 2, 3. Okay, do you think enough? Well, I can say 4. So 4 tablespoons of gluten powder. Now you can see that everything is inside. Now we're gonna have it mixed this way. Doesn't look so appetizing at this point, but once you taste it, you can't get enough of it. The water of the tomato, the onions, and the other vegetables are just leaving, so you need to add in, a lot of flour to bind it, but try to add less of that as much as possible. You can see that it's pretty wet at this point. So after mixing for a bit, I'm adding in, as you can see that it's not really very good consistency because it's still wet. So I'm adding in, again, it's not a good consistency. So I'm adding in flour, plain flour, for, well, about a cup. About a cup of plain flour. So I'm generously putting it in. And then mixing it again. The consistency is better now. But we don't know about the taste yet. So let me just mix it nicely for you. You see that it's like almost like a dough, a wet dough nonetheless. It's totally mixed now. Now I'm going to just have a taste of it, with whether the salt of it is good or not. Needs more salt. So we add in one more teaspoon of salt. And a teaspoon of chili, because there's no chili in it. And a little more of soup stock. Now we fry, so it's done. The final segment, I'm going to fry it, so you can see that I put gloves on. This is so much easier because it doesn't stick to your hands. So let me show you how it's done. So I'm going to use, the amount would be easy if you use a spatula like this and then put it this way. And it comes out this easily. So I make big ones because you know, when you use big ones, it's easier. You finish faster. So you can see that it's easier stuck. It doesn't stick to your hands, and you can make it flat so that it gets cooked both sides. And here we go. Should be hot enough for us to put in. This is helped. This is our final product. You can see it's bay tikki, lotus root patties, and I use it with coriander sauce. You know, dip it in coriander sauce and eat. You can also wrap it in salad lettuce, in lettuce leaves, or in a burger and put any kind of condiments you like. My kids really enjoy it in bread, usually. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I've enjoyed making it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Bajaj, for that yummy dish. And that really, we learned something to make from lotus root. Giving us a talk on the significance of Indian vegetarian food is Dr. Anuraj Rajendran from Moscow, Russia.
Namaskaram. I am Dr. Anuraj, an Ayurvedic physician working in Moscow. I hail from Kerala, India. Today I would like to talk about ahara or food. Ahara, the word meaning in Sanskrit means aharade, or which can be consumed. Ayurveda considers ahara as one of the three essential pillars of life, or one of the Trayobastambhas. Ahara, Nidra and Brahmacharya are called the Trayobastambhas of life. So it is one of the basic instinct for the survival of life. If we talk about traditional Indian recipes, food, it is a timely evolved one on the basis of cultural, social, seasonal, habitual, as well as it has a scientific basis too. So many traditional Indian food has a relation with Ayurvedic dietetics. So many recipes we can call as Ayurvedic food. Ayurveda classified food products on the basis of nature as well as its use into 12 groups or 12 vargas. In Charaka Samhita, it is very well explained, like Shugadanya, corns and cereals, Shimidanya, legumes and pulses, Shaga Varga or vegetables or leaves, Phala Varga or fruits, Gorasa or milk and milk products, Ikshu, sugarcane and its derivative, Jala Varga, water, types of water. You see, so many kinds of classification on the basis of nature and its use. Even though all this knowledge of Vedas was available, Aryans were the first to introduce barley in their food. Likewise, the concept of staple food came into existence. Now in India, we all use rice or cereals as the staple food of India. The concept of most balanced meal or a wholesome meal comes from the basis of Ayurveda, because Ayurveda implies a wholesome food promotes health. For example, if we take into consideration the thali meal or a South Indian sadhya, we can see the beautiful combination of taste, spices, the combination of vegetables, fruits, pulses and cereals, so that it is easily absorbable as well as nourishing to the body. There is so much diversity in the traditional health foods of India because of its regional nature. As these foods are evolved according to the climatic, cropping practice, socio-economic basis. Even though all this regional food shares a common scientific basis. So we can say the traditional Indian food culture has a strong scientific basis as well as evolutionary basis also. And it is considered to be the one of the best food practices in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that very insightful talk. We've come to the conclusion of the week's proceedings of Indian kitchens worldwide. I would like to now present to you my colleague Musheral Banwarilal to render this afternoon's vote of thanks.
On behalf of the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center, the Consulate General of India in Durban, I would like to render the vote of thanks. I would like to say a huge thank you and express our deep gratitude to Dr. Chaitanya Prakash Yogi, Director of the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center. I would like to say a huge thank you and express our deep gratitude to Ms. Kadri Biswas, Consul for Media, Education and Public Diplomacy at the Consulate General of India in Durban. I would like to express our deep gratitude and say thank you to Ms. Reina Baya from Australia. I would like to express our deep gratitude and say thank you to Dr. Danya Anuraj from Moscow in Russia. I would like to express our deep gratitude and say thank you to Mr. Karthik Ranganathan from Australia. I would like to express our deep gratitude and say thank you to Ms. Krishna and Mr. Jyoti Chattopadhyaya from Dhaka in Bangladesh. I would like to express our deep gratitude and say thank you to Mrs. Paramajit Kaur Bajaj from Japan. I would like to express our deep gratitude and say thank you to Dr. Anuraj Rajendra from Moscow in Russia. I would like to express our deep gratitude and say thank you to my dear colleagues, Ms. Kavita Solanki and Ms. Shristi Harinarayan. I would like to say a huge thank you to Mr. Piyush Khandewa for making all our online programs a success. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.